Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be talking about my top 15 favourite movies from the year 2009. Yeah, another year packed full of fun films. Really enjoyed compiling this list. And yeah, these are just my personal top 15 favourite movies from '09. Your list is going to be different, and so they should be. These are all in accordance with the release dates from IMDb as usual as well. And of course, going to leave a full list of honourable mentions down below in the description box. So yeah, that being said, going to kick it off with number 15. So coming in at number 15 for me, we have James Cameron's Avatar. Yeah, first time I saw this, watched the Blu-ray and was just blown away by the visual effects in this movie. I think they're absolutely top-notch. Way ahead of their time, to be honest. But for me, the story is something that has been done to death. Yeah, really recycled story, unfortunately. But yeah, the visuals are definitely the main standpoint and the focus of this movie. For me, the main takeaway. Yeah, I just think James Cameron nailed it visually. I can't give the visuals enough praise, but story-wise, for me, it is interesting, but it's just been done so many times before, and it was a shame that he recycled that story again pretty much in the sequel. But yeah, it's a visual treat, really fun to look at, but yeah, lackluster in terms of the story for me. But yeah, comes in at 15th place, so yeah, that is my number 15 choice, Avatar. So coming up next at number 14, we have An Education, starring Carey Mulligan. Yeah, this was just a really fun, interesting drama that I enjoyed about Carey Mulligan's character, who sort of falls in love with this man, shall we say, and yeah, he's kind of keeping a secret from her. As you can sort of progress where this movie's going, where it eventually leads. But the acting in it is just absolutely phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. Really loved the setting. And it was just an all-round fantastic drama. I just really enjoyed it. Alfred Molina's great in it as well. Yeah, it's just a really fun drama movie, but it kind of just you can guess where this movie's leading to. And yeah, it just I just really enjoyed it. Really had a blast with it. Just thought it was so well acted. The movie looked gorgeous. And yeah, just had a great time with it on the whole. So yeah, coming in at 14th place, we have An Education. So coming up next at number 13 for me is Woody Allen's Whatever Works, starring Larry David. Yeah, it pretty much stars Larry David, who kind of meets and falls in love with a girl who is a lot younger than he is. And yeah, she plays this dog walker in it, and yeah, it's sort of about them two just sort of falling in love, getting married, and it all happens way too fast. It's just way too quick. The movie also stars a young Henry Cavill as well, and he's kind of a jerk in this film. He's just constantly trying to win the affections of this woman who Larry David's married to, and it's like, she's married, mate, take the hint, leave her alone. But her mother is just constantly trying to force her into a relationship with Henry Cavill because she thinks they'd just be a much better suited couple. But yeah, it's just a really interesting drama. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, underrated one from '09 in my opinion. So yeah, that is my number 13th pick, Whatever Works. So coming in at number 12, we have Nowhere Boy, starring Aaron Taylor-Johnson as John Lennon. Yeah, this is pretty much the biopic of John Lennon before the Beatles took off and became the absolute musical phenomenon that they were and are regarded as. And yeah, it's about him, his growing up adolescent years, his growing up with his Aunt Mimi, and his mum comes back into his life before she passed away. And yeah, it's just a really great executed biopic. I would have loved to have seen a movie where it focused on the Beatles era, but this was great. This was, John Lennon meeting Paul McCartney for the first time, and George Harrison, and forming the Quarrymen before they were called the Beatles. And yeah, it's just a great, well acted, good looking movie, and I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, coming at number 12 for me, that is Nowhere Boy. So coming up next at number 11, just missing out in the top 10, is Law-Abiding Citizen, starring Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler. This is really a surprising movie. I wasn't expecting it to be as violent as it was. It just tells the tale of Gerard Butler, who's been wronged. His family have been hurt in the past, and he's kind of out to prove that the justice system is completely messed up and it gets things wrong. And that's exactly what he does. And he does it in a very clever way, but it's a very brutal way as well. It's borderline, entering into horror film territory, this one. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Really brutal stuff. The two leads are fantastic. And yeah, it's just an all-round great movie. So coming in at number 11 for me, we have Law-Abiding Citizen. So coming in at 10th place for me is Michael Mann's Public Enemies, starring Johnny Depp and Christian Bale. This is just a fantastic crime drama based on the events of John Dillinger. And it's just an all-round great-looking gangster movie. I think Johnny Depp and Christian Bale are great as opposing opposites in this film. You've also got Stephen Graham when he was trying to break into Hollywood as Babyface Nelson's absolutely great. And it's just a phenomenal gangster movie. Really builds up the tension towards the end as well, when they have that trap for Dillinger. And it's just a great gangster movie. Like I said, absolutely phenomenal stuff. Really enjoy it. And comes in at 10th place for me. So that is my number 10 pick, Public Enemies. So coming in at number 9 for me is a movie starring Robin Williams, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, and that is World's Greatest Dad. This was a movie I absolutely enjoyed. I'd heard about it, and when I finally sat down and watched it, it really took me by surprise. So it kind of follows Robin Williams and his son, and something happens to his son, and it's bad what happens. And Robin Williams kind of like discovers what's happened and what's going on, and kind of to try and cover up the embarrassment of what the situation was, his dad kind of fabricates things about his son, and it kind of paints him in a different light to everyone who he's grown up with, everyone, who basically live in the same surroundings as his son. And he's kind of doing it to just save his son the embarrassment. And it's a great film. Robin Williams is absolutely great in the movie. One of his later movies, and it's just a great time. I really enjoyed this one. So coming in at number 9 for me, we have World's Greatest Dad. So coming in at number 8 for me, we have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This for me was my favourite of the Harry Potter books. In all honesty, I just really enjoyed this one, but it's probably one of the weakest in terms of its translation to film. The movie's very slow-paced. It's the calm before the storm. I know a lot of people find the movie boring, a bit slow-paced, but for me it really worked well as a book. But on the whole, as a movie, I enjoy it. I have a good time with this film. I kind of get from this movie what I got from the book, even though I do think the book is better. But it's a good movie. It's things coming to a head. We know there's a big war on the horizon, and this is the build up to it. It's slow paced. It ends with some amazing high stakes, and it's just an all round great movie. Really enjoy this one. So that is my next pick, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So coming up at number 7 for me is The Hangover. One of the best comedies from the decade. Really have fun with this one. It's sort of about 4 friends who have this amazing weekend for a bachelor party in Las Vegas. So amazing, in fact, that they can't remember a single thing about the night that preceded them. It was a really fun movie, having to retrace their steps. And it's just chaos, it's pandemonium. It's just a really fun time. Really enjoy this one. Really love the Las Vegas setting. Just think it's great, and it's just hilarious. Absolutely love it. So that is my next pick, The Hangover. So going up next at number 6 for me, we have Disney Pixar's Up. Yeah, this is just a great creative little film. Really, really enjoy this one. Great fun setting, great movie about adventure. But yeah, the main stick out for me and what was really the amazing takeaway from this movie is its opening. Its opening is just so perfect. I absolutely love it. The setup is great. This movie really, really captures the relentless passage of time, and yeah, it just really, really does rip your heart out of you. It's absolutely fantastic, and it does it with next to no dialogue at all. It's just absolutely wonderful. It's just pure music, and yeah, the setup is just so great. But the rest of the movie just doesn't live up to that amazing opening, in my opinion. But it's still a really, really great film, nonetheless. So, yeah, that is my next pick. Up. So coming in at number 5 for me, we have District 9. Yeah, kind of similar to Avatar. This does kind of, take a leaf from the same book, as it were, in terms of its story, but I just thought this one was a bit more interesting. Yeah, it just follows this alien craft that is kind of just hovering over this town in South Africa. And they, when these aliens, they call the aliens prawns in this movie, and they kind of just treat them as like low life civilians. It's really horrible. But it's this really, really interesting take on the genre. The ending to this movie as well just kind of blew me away a little bit. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I didn't see it coming. But yeah, the movie looks great. The CGI is fantastic in it, and yeah, it's just a great movie all around. Really, really love it. Fantastic sci-fi movie. So yeah, coming at number 5 for me, we have District 9. So coming in at number 4, just missing out on the podium places, is Zack Snyder's Watchmen. Yeah, a fantastic cinema experience, this one. It absolutely blew me away. I've never read the graphic novel. I went into this movie completely blind, and yeah, I just thought it was a great suspenseful mystery that was fantastically unraveled. The violence in the movie just doesn't hold back at all. I think it's fantastic. The opening credits are some of the best I've ever seen in a movie. Just absolutely phenomenal. And that Bob Dylan tune is just amazing. And yeah, it's just a great, fantastic movie. The characters in it are great. The cast pretty much at the time, and this is what really worked for me about the film, is it was pretty much, to me at the time, a cast of unknowns. I just really didn't recognize anyone from this movie. And that was a real treat. It was a real surprise for me, to see a big budget movie where none of the cast were recognizable. And yeah, obviously I've seen them in other things now and recognize them from this movie, but that was just a real treat. Really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was just a great, great blind viewing. Didn't know anything about it at all. So yeah, that is my number 4 pick, Watchmen. So coming in at number 3 for me, taking the bronze medal, is J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. Yeah, I thought this movie was absolutely fantastic. Again, didn't really know much about Star Trek going into it. Obviously, the name is just synonymous in everyday life nowadays, Star Trek, but yeah, hadn't seen the TV show, hadn't seen Next Generation, hadn't seen any of the original movies at this point when I first saw this film, but it just blew me away with its visual effects and its story. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Again, the opening sequence to this movie is just absolutely phenomenal, with Chris Hemsworth. I just absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. You just really feel the sense of being in space with this film. It just looks incredible, and the movie sort of follows suit, and it really captures that environment, and I just absolutely love it. I have a great time with this. I have a great time with the cast as well. Chris Pine is fantastic as Kirk, and yeah, I just really, really enjoy it. I have a great, great time with this film. So coming at number 3, we have Star Trek. So coming in at number 2, we've got Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, what can I say? A great World War II movie put through this, you know, fantasy narrative. I just absolutely thought it was fantastic. Again, another movie with an absolutely phenomenal edge of your seat opening. Christoph Waltz just absolutely steals the show. I think Tarantino knows how to get the best out of him as an actor, personally, seeing as he's won 2 Oscars under his helm. But yeah, it's just an amazing movie. The acting is absolutely on point. The structure of the film is great. It's told in this sort of book chapter element, and yeah, I just love it. I just think it's fantastic. Brad Pitt's phenomenal as the sort of this leader who's just, you know, out to sort of kill as many Nazis as possible. And yeah, it just has this amazing ending, which obviously wasn't, you know, historically accurate, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I just think the movie's brutal to boot as well. So yeah, taking the silver medal for me is Inglourious Basterds. So coming in at number 1 for me is, yeah, my favourite movie of '09. I absolutely love this film, and it is 500 Days of Summer. Yeah, I just think the 2 leads, Zooey Deschanel, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, have amazing chemistry in this film. They're great when they are in love with each other, and they're great when they sort of hate each other. It's just a fantastic movie. And what I love about it is its structure. It is this guy's, you know, 500 days that he spends with this woman that she's in his life for. And it doesn't have this conventional rom-com ending. It has a satisfying ending and an ending that makes sense. But yeah, I just absolutely love it. I just think it's great. Really, really enjoy it. Yeah, I get a lot from this film. I just think it's fantastic. I think it's very, very relatable. It does things in movies that I've never seen before. The expectations and reality sequence was just fantastic. And yeah, wonderfully acted, wonderful story. It's just an all-round wonderful film for me. Absolutely love it. My favourite film from 2009. So yeah, coming in at number 1, that is 500 Days of Summer. So yeah, those are my top 15 favourite movies from the year 2009, guys. I'm going to take another little bit of a break here and be back with these types of videos in November, when I'll be discussing everything from the 2010s, or my top favourite 15 movies from each year of that decade. But yeah, other than that, guys, going to leave the video there and say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.